You are good. I'm glad to hear
Um, so eventually they did let me out of the hospital, and I was very glad to get to come home, and everything was fine. We did find out one thing was going on is I had a potassium deficiency, and when I talked to my
that.
doctor
Oh,
here, they said it might be because one of my blood pressure medicines, the side effect might be lowering my potassium. So she took me off that and put me on a different blood pressure medication that should hopefully solve that.
Oh, good.
oh, I'm glad you found that. That's good news that they found that out.
Hmm.
I'm glad to hear that.
How's your foot doing, Aaliyah? Is it better? Or
It still hurts a lot to walk on.
so you're probably not coming over tomorrow,
No,
maybe next.
I haven't gotten a VTA, and it's too late for them to
Okay.
pick up the phone and get
Yeah,
me
well,
one now. So
hopefully by early next week, Tuesday or even Monday would be fine. Yeah,
okay.
but not Wednesday next week.
Oh yeah, Monday or Tuesday I'll try to get a VTA and
Yeah, if you can, if you're able to walk
uh-huh.
without too much pain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay. Um, I'm sorry. I had to leave because my earphones say that the battery's low, and I had to plug it in right away.
Oh, good.
So tell me, I don't know if it's gonna, how long it's gonna last, but we're gonna keep hoping
Okay,
it
let's go
will.
ahead and get started then. So we're on to Hebrews 4. If somebody would read Hebrews 4 verses 1 through 7.
Okay, let me do that to start out with here.
Okay.
Um, Therefore, we must fear if while a promise remains of entering his rest, any one of you may seem to have come short of it. For indeed, we have had good news preached to us, just as they also did, but the word they heard did not benefit them because they were not united with those who listened with faith. For we who have believed enter that rest, just as he has said, as I swore in my anger, they certainly shall not enter my rest, although his works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he has said somewhere concerning the seventh day, and God rested on the seventh day from all his work. And again in this passage, they certainly shall not enter my rest. Therefore, since it remains for some to enter it, and those who previously had good news preached to them failed to enter because of disobedience, he again sets a certain day today, saying through David, after so long a time, just as has been said before, today, if you hear my voice, do not harden your hearts. Wow, that's a deep passage.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
So I guess
So here Paul may be, or the author may be referring back to something that happened in the Pentateuch when God is talking to Moses. So Deuteronomy 32, 50 through 52, if somebody would read that.
Okay, I can.
Okay.
50. Then die on the mountain where you ascend and be gathered to your people, as Aaron your brother died on Mount Hor and was gathered to his people. Wait a minute. Nadine's calling. Hang on.
okay,
Hello,
I'm
Nadine.
gonna check in.
Yeah, I'm reading parts of the Bible now, so go ahead and see if you can get on. Could you tell Aaliyah to send me a email with the link? Okay, we'll do. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I will try to send a
Aaliyah,
link out.
Nadine said to send her the link again. She can't get on. She can't find it.
Uh-huh.
So let me know when you're done and I'll finish reading.
Okay.
Where
Are
was
we
it?
gonna get a
Send
chance
her the
to talk
link out. So
a little bit more about what I just read, or is that's gonna be? We'll talk about that with Deuteronomy, huh?
yeah, we'll talk about them together.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Shall I continue with 51?
yes.
Okay. It says, because you broke faith with me in the midst of the sons of Israel at the waters of Meribah Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin, because you did not treat me as holy in the midst of the sons of Israel. For you shall see the land at a distance, but you shall not go there into the land which I am giving the sons of Israel. Lift it easy to keep faith with God. Oh, is it
That's
easy to keep faith with God?
Uh-huh.
that's
So that's a discussion question. So basically, God
Yeah.
has said to Moses, you're not actually going to enter the promised land, which in Hebrew, the writer equivocates that to not entering God's rest, because Moses did not keep perfect faith with God, especially in this one instance of of the waters here, where the people were doubting God, and Moses sort of encouraged them in the doubt and didn't trust God either. So God is saying that was not keeping faith with him. So that's why Moses didn't get to enter into his rest. And many
yeah.
people of
I mean
that
that
generation didn't enter the promised land either. So do you think it is it easy to keep faith with God?
You just have to keep trying. That's all I can do. Yes,
uh-huh.
I think you
yeah.
have to just believe. You have to believe and have the faith. Yeah.
And I think that the problem is the consistency, that to do it every second and every minute is exceedingly difficult because it's not always going to be naturally in the front of your mind. It's not something that somebody who
Yeah, that's
just brought
true.
up to you. So it's hard to do
Mhm.
it consistently. And I mean,
Is
Moses
that
didn't
what
do
it
a
means?
lot of
Oh,
keeping faith, but God focused on the one time he didn't to make the decision about whether he would enter the promised land. So,
wow. That's really a pretty strict judgment.
mhm.
But in the New Testament, it sounds even worse. And what's this God hardening people's hearts? Do you understand that, Aaliyah?
um, you probably have some experience or seen videos anyway of potters making clay, and it's very soft. And when it's soft, it's easy for it to just collapse easily. But if you want a clay to keep its shape, you put it in the kiln and fire it, and then it's hardened. You dry it out till it's hardened, and then you can fire it, and it will keep its shape perfectly, but you can't mold it again. The only way you can, once the clay is fired, you can, if you smash it, you have to grind it down to dust to reuse the clay.
Wow. Yeah.
But firing is a
Yeah.
natural part, and hardening and firing is a natural part of making clay objects.
Okay, but what does it mean, harden a heart? To not live in faith? I mean,
Well, if, say, you are a person who sometimes is faithful and sometimes is not, if the potter takes a point where you're unfaithful and puts you in the kiln, then you harden into that. So any decision you make, the fact that you made it, then hardens you into the type of person that makes that decision.
so God judges on one incident of forgetting or thinking the wrong thing? One unkind moment or one
Well, I mean,
selfish?
he can also, if you're consistently making a different choice, just the reputation, the habit will harden you in that too. So you can choose what you want to be hardened in. Anything you do as a habit, you will become hardened to the type of person who makes that decision. So you have to watch,
Yeah.
what are you doing over and over again? Because anything you do as a consistent habit, you will harden into the type of person who makes that decision. So
And
this
then what
is
happens?
habits.
And then what happens to you? Does it after
I
death
mean, you will reap the
fire
consequence
burn
of
it
being the
away?
type of person who makes that decision.
Huh.
If you choose to drink and drive consistently, eventually you will have consequences that you will get an arrest record or other
Yeah,
negative consequences
sure.
of being the type of person who keeps making that decision.
Okay, I understand that. Okay.
And if you're like me and you make a consistent desire to eat lots of desserts, I am heavier than I would be if I did not make the consistent decision to eat lots of desserts. So,
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
mhm.
No.
Okay, I'm
so,
sorry. I guess we can go on. Alice now has
so,
left.
but God is saying, make the consistent decision to
No,
be
I gotta put my
faithful to
teeth
Him
in.
so that you become the type of person who is faithful to God.
What'd you say,
Um,
Kathy? Yeah.
and He suggests that's the key to entering into His rest. So, what is your idea of rest?
Peace in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it. I'm sure there's a lot of other parts of it.
Mm.
Feelings of compassion, wanting to smile at people and
Mm-hmm.
feel the joy in your heart. That's a rest for me because I spend so much time alone.
So there's one place in the Bible that I think of as God's picture of rest. Let's read Psalm 23, verses 1 through 4. Somebody would look that up. It's sort of a classic psalm about rest.
Well, I have it. If
Yeah, Mom,
if
go ahead. Read it.
Nadine doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Psalm 23, 1 through 4. The Lord is my shepherd. I will not be in need. He lets me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
So,
Yeah.
thinking of this person, do you want a shepherd?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Nadine. I agree.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Of
this
course.
picture of what the shepherd does is very positive. But you know, the shepherd also determines where the sheep go.
Right. They have no freedom at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
But I think we do have a shepherd who is, well, the Christ, uh not a shepherd sheep thing, but a shepherd and colleague or flock or companion, not companion, but someone to share love with and to love God. And so I think our shepherd is
Mhm.
a pretty good one.
Mhm. Though Jesus does say that my sheep hear my voice and they do what I command them. He does have this
That's
idea
right.
that the relationship is we are supposed to be following Jesus' commandments. So,
Yeah. And I think he made us, he created us.
mhm.
He knows exactly what gifts we have. And he's going to, or they, or whoever she is going to guide us along the paths that are consistent with what we were created for. That's my idea.
Mhm. And I do think God is guiding this earth
Mm-hmm.
to a point where we all
I
get
heard,
into his rest. And we can rest even now that God would do good things, even when we do not see what we would want or expect to see.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I'm going to
sorry,
look at
my thing says battery low. I
Uh,
can hear you
how
now.
God gave rest to the shepherd King David. So 2 Samuel 7:1, if somebody would read that.
7-1, I got it.
Go
Now
ahead.
it came about,
First, 2 Samuel
Sam,
7, verse 1.
yeah. Now it came about when the king lived in his house, and the Lord had given him rest on every side from all his enemies.
Do
So
I read more?
no, this is just David has become king and God has given him rest, meaning nobody has
Yeah,
attacked Israel at this point. So this is one example of God giving somebody rest.
yeah.
He's given Israel rest in the sense nobody's attacking them right now.
Oh gosh.
And David comes up with a plan. Well, God, how about I build you a house? I have a nice house. You should have a nice house too. Let's build God a house.
Yeah.
And he says this before the prophet Samuel. So, I mean, I do think there's this pattern here when we think we have rest. That means we should start a new project. I know I tend to start new projects when I'm bored.
Yeah. Don't we all get bored?
Then I don't have any rest anymore because I have this project to finish.
All I know is when I rest, I gotta have my legs up and the
That's
chair.
what I do too.
I
Yeah.
have to. That's what I call rest. Getting off of my feet and just
Mhm.
Yeah.
sitting. Yeah. Well, I lost it.
So let's see what Samuel says to this idea of starting a new project in 2 Samuel 7:3. If somebody would read that.
Okay, I'll read that one again. 11. Even from the day that I appointed judges over my
No, up
people.
higher, Samuel 7:3.
Oh, I thought we already read that. Oh, I'm sorry. 7:3. Let me go up there. Uh, Nathan said to the king, go do all that is in your mind, for the Lord is with you. Wow.
So Samuel's first response is yes, let's go build. I gotta have. Sounds like a good idea. That it sounds like a fun project. So what do you think about this idea of God giving you rest?
I
Right.
love it. I like the idea.
Yes, we're all at an age that we appreciate that.
Mhm.
And we take it. I mean, I rest every day.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I fall asleep. Sometimes I just listen to the podcasts. I've been listening to Turning to the Mystics with James Finley from the Center for Action and Contemplation. It is amazing the way he
Really?
gets into the lives of the
Oh,
mystical, you know, John, was it John of the Dark Night of the Soul? What that was all about. Anyway, rest is good, but
Mhm.
also getting a sign to go ahead and do what's in your mind to do because God
Because
is
God
with
comes back to Samuel later. So this is Samuel
you. Yeah.
7:11 through 13. This is where God comes back to Samuel and says, wait a minute. I'm not sure about you giving David this go ahead to build a temple. So this is what God said
Oh,
to David through Samuel. Someone read Samuel 7:11 through 13.
I got it. You want me to read it?
Yes.
mhm.
11. Even from the day that I appointed judges over my people Israel, and I will give you rest from all your enemies. The Lord also declares to you that the Lord will make a house for you. When your days are finished and you lie down with your fathers, I will raise up your descendant after you, who will come from you, and I will establish his kingdom. He
Mm.
shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. How do you guard against feeling
Yeah, so what's
pressured
happened is versus
to
God
help
has
you?
said to David, not you, your son will build the house for me. This is part of my plan for your rest, is that I will build your house and then your son will build my house. So he's basically saying, put the idea on the back burner. You're not going to get to do it. This is not
Okay.
for you. So in response, how do you, when you're in your rest, how do you guard yourself against feeling like you need to commit to plans, even if God maybe does not have that task for you? Because not every task is God's task for you. There are lots of good tasks that God has not assigned you to do. I mean, sometimes He does assign you tasks, but in order to really enjoy the rest, you have to not take on more tasks than God needs you to do. So, how do you feel about this idea of needing to only do the tasks that God has assigned to you?
Well, I think if you have faith in God and if that's what he wants you to do, you just want to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, if it's something that increases beauty and compassion and warmth and it's in your heart to do it, do it.
Yeah.
If it's going shopping and buying yet another skirt that you'll hardly wear, that's probably not God. That's probably your
Mhm.
own ego wanting that.
Mhm.
Could be, yeah.
I do think there is a lay out the feast rule where if God says something to your heart to do and it's clear something in line with the Bible, then you just do it. But if God, there is a time when God is talking to one of the judges, I think it's Gideon, or maybe the one after him, and the judge goes, wait a minute, you want me to go out and gather people and start a rebellion against the Philistines? A lot of people are going to get killed. He wants to be sure it's really God asking. So he lays out a fleece and asks God to, okay, if this is really God, make the land around it dry and only to do on the fleece. So he goes through several things only God can do. You could ask for a sign, a miracle, if it's something that is not clearly something commanded to you in the Bible. If God is ever telling you to do something that's going to might get a lot of people killed, you could ask for a miracle to confirm it's actually God. I think that's a clear biblical principle that if you think God is doing something that might be questionable, you could ask for a miracle to confirm. So it's clear things like starting a rebellion, starting a civil war, because so many people are going to get killed, that you should ask for a miracle. You shouldn't do it unless God will grant you a miracle saying it's really from him.
Yeah, I don't think war is exactly what God wants. Definitely
I
not.
mean, because in this case, we see
And
God saying, yes, it's a good thing to ask for confirmation before starting a rebellion.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it did turn out to be God in this particular case saying, is part of the cycle that this time Israel does need to rebel. I'm going to be with Israel and clearing out these foreign conquerors, but God in general does not have a consistent that we should always be rebelling all the time. So this is out of God's normal command structure enough that you should ask for a miracle to confirm it. So I do think this is a biblical principle that we need to take the rest, and if we feel like there's a task, check to see if it's in line with God's commandments, and if it turns out to be a gray area, ask for confirmation form of things like miracles before we commit to such a task.
So have you ever done that, Aaliyah? Ask for a miracle before you
No,
made a
because I've never
decision?
had a thing where God is clearly asking me to something where I couldn't find a clear biblical principle that was
Uh-huh.
in
Oh,
line with
good.
what he's asking
Okay.
me
So
to do.
you
So
base it on the biblical principles.
I mean, God sometimes asks me to love certain people, and I said, okay, loving people is in line with God's principles. I feel like I can go ahead and do that without having to question God about this. So,
Yeah, that's exactly right.
mhm.
Yeah, if it
But I
brings
mean, even if he
peace.
asked me to move to Ohio and become a shoe salesman, I would ask for a miracle about that because God doesn't say no, but he doesn't say definitely that's the sort of thing you need to do. So I would have to ask for a miracle if he wanted me to do that, if there seemed to be somebody saying that that's what I was called to do. So,
Okay.
so part of resting in God is having this assurance of the faith that Christ is with us. So I want to read Colossians 2 through 5 about how Christ is with us. So if someone would read Colossians 2 through 5.
Go ahead, Joan. I didn't bring my Bible to the.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead. Um, that their hearts may be encouraged, having been knit together in love, and that they would attain to all the wealth that comes from the full measure of understanding, resulting in a true knowledge of God's mystery, that is, Christ Himself, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. I say this so no one will deceive you with persuasive arguments. For even though I am absent in body, I am nevertheless with you in spirit, rejoicing to see your orderly manner and the stability of your faith in Christ. So this was written to a specific church.
This was written by Paul to the church at Colossae. So,
Uh-huh.
but I see this ornament and stability of your faith in Christ because I mean, rest in physics is very much connected to stability. If you're at a stable point, then you're at rest, or you tend to be at rest. But you're in an equilibrium of forces on you. So I think finding that stability in your faith in Christ is an important part of finding rest.
Yeah, and I love this phrase, knit together in love. If you're in a community that's knit together in love, it's a lot easier to rest.
Mhm. And I also want to look at John 16:32-33. This is Jesus speaking.
Oh, I got it.
Same issue here.
I can read it. I got your
Okay.
email up now. 32. Behold, an hour is coming and has already come for you to be scattered, each to his own home, and to leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken to you, so that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world.
Wow.
So do you feel like Jesus has overcome the world?
Well, I think since this is from John, it's actually the Christ speaking. In other words, not just the physical Jesus who was here and completely embodied the Christ and was one with God, but the Christ of creation, the Word of God spoken creation into existence. This is the Christ speaking. At least that's what Richard Rohr has convinced me of. So looking at that way, it gives you hope, because he overcame the world. Now you might not look like you're overcoming the world, but you have that hope and that faith because he indeed was resurrected. And
I think you can look at history. You can look at a history book like Tom Holland's Dominion, and you see how Christ, the spirit that Christ came with, and his teaching really did overcome the world. It changed history dramatically and made the world a different place after Christ came. So
That's true. Yeah, that's a good one.
I guess. I don't know.
And so we can say, yes, it is still unfolding in some ways where you could see through history Christ's idea developed in the community, in the church, and in the world. And we see the influence grow over time. So you can see that. So next week is going to look at Jesus as the high priest. So we're going to look at Christ as high priest.
Oh, we're going to do a next week? You're not waiting 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's going to be a couple weeks from now. I have to write the lesson and send it out. So
don't you usually wait 2 weeks?
Yeah, it'll be 3 or 4 weeks from now.
Yeah,
2 weeks. Okay.
3 or 4 weeks, she said.
So I'll stop recording so we can do prayer requests.
Okay.